my first question to you, Nawal, is that do you think banks have shattered some significant D&I barriers?
Yes, they certainly have in terms of gender diversity for sure. There's a lot of cracked glass ceilings out there with women in senior leadership roles. But I think in terms of inclusion of the population at large, I think there's a lot of work which still needs to be done. Lots of organizations are rolling out different schemes, especially for people with certain disabilities. So for things like that, I think there is an opportunity, and I think most organizations, and I think our organization is working in a few programs related to this.
Very crisp answer, Nawal. I think banking industry is very keenly working towards creating inclusion. Coming to you, Sarah, do you think we need external interventions to create balance in media industry?
So that's a really great question, and yes, to sum it up, I do think that there are external interventions needed to balance out the media industry, just like there are external interventions needed to balance any other industry. Why should the media industry be any different? For example, there are unions, internationally for the film industry or the media industry or the advertising industry, which actually help keep everything in check, because the film industry is sort of like a freelance world, right? You have a week-long project, so then you wrap it up and move forward, and you're working 24 hours on the clock. So there is external kind of force needed to make sure that everything is in line in terms of gender, in terms of race, in terms of class, specifically in Pakistan. All these aspects do need to be kept in check from an external point of view.
So, when we talk about creating gender equal workplaces and specifically in media, what specific role your organization is playing, Sarah?
So the whole reason that I started my company was because I personally did not have many opportunities as a woman, and that's why I kept my company's name Drama Queen Productions. It's a very different name. People have very straight kind of very serious names to their company, and I was like, so drama queen is a word that men usually use to dub women when they're trying to say that what you are saying is too dramatic or that you're taking it over the top. So I took that term and implemented it, and it is basically at the core of everything my company stands for. It's about accepting women, regardless of their backgrounds, creating a safe space for them, in inducting them into our organization, teaching them, mentoring them, regardless of their background, regardless of where they come from, and to make a safe space for them, which is the most important thing. So, hamare yahan, me particular, my partner Sila, what we do is that if there's a girl and she's too scared to come or she's having some problems with her family, we call her family, we sit down with them, we have conversations, we send cars to pick them up when there's a shoot, चाहे जहाँ पे से भी उनको पिकअप की ज़रूरत होती है. तो ये छोटी छोटी चीज़ें हैं जो लोग भूल जाते हैं. So not only are we supporting them, financially, we're supporting them mentally, spiritually, and financially, and also giving them mentorship so that they can then do the same thing for young women later on. It's a cycle.
When we talk about supporting women at workplace, Nawal, we would like to understand from you if banks have equal pay, equal benefits and policies, or maybe they are working actively to create it.
Okay, if you had asked me this question maybe 20, 25 years ago, for sure my answer would have been no, they do not have equal pay. But now women have become strong, they've become confident, they know what to ask for, they know what their rights are. So organizations have taken that into account, and at least in the banking industry, it's pay for performance. So whether you're a male or you're female, you get paid based on your performance and your experience or whatever. Yes, there are some areas specifically with regards to female that we can be more cognizant of, which is a lot of women, they have families, they want to come back to work, but we do not provide them the facilities to be able to do that. There are some institutions I know today providing daycare to female staff who come back from maternity leaves. That's something maybe we need to have in the banking segment, and I think looking at all the young people out there, including yourself, I'm sure we will have that going forward.
Do you think it's time that support has to go both ways and men should equally contribute at domestic and societal responsibilities, so to provide women equal chance to prosper in their careers?
Yes, I certainly think so, and again with the generation that we are in now, that is something expected. I think gone are the days of our parents and our fathers and even our, like my brothers, where it was expected that the woman would take care of the house and the work. But, now more and more men are taking part in managing the house as well as assisting their wives do their work. So, I think we are going in that direction.
I mean, I feel like it goes both ways. Like, for so long, women have been managing the house, and now women are also working and managing the house, and that's double responsibility. And slowly and gradually, like at least in my generation, a lot of my friends are like, it's like you said, like it's understood, of course I'm going to be helping my wife out, and my brother-in-laws are like that. And they both work. So the husband and wife both work, but they also both equally help out with the household chores. But then again, there's something else as well. If the wife decides not to work, she stays at home, then I personally feel it's her responsibility to do 50% of the work and for the husband to do the other 50%. And it's the same if the gender role were reversed.
Yes.
If the husband said, dekho, I personally don't want to, go there. I'm not a competitive person. I want to stay at home and I want to,
do something else. Yeah.
Be a homemaker or just be a freelancer. So then he would be the homemaker and the roles were reversed. But any of these roles, there should be the right for the man and women to choose,
and it's a partnership at the end of the day, right? So you work in a partnership format.
And every partnership is different.
Yeah.
So, but it's just that both the husband and wife need to be on the same page, and both need to not think कि तुम औरत हो या मैं आदमी हूँ या मैं आदमी हूँ तुम औरत हो. Again, हम partners हैं completely regardless of gender.
Absolutely. Okay, listen, I've been lucky. So I haven't really experienced it. Now, I think I was telling somebody a story yesterday only that when I was thinking about this, and I said the only time I remember it being discussed or was a bias, I don't even know if you can call it a bias. However, it was very early at the onset of my career. In those days, we used to do something called the 3-year career plan, and so all the guys and the girls would get together, do a 3-year career plan. And one of the biggest things was we need to go abroad to get that international experience. So, 1, 2, 3, that would be the first thing that most people would write. Me being me, I also decided, okay, I also want international experience, let me write that down. So when I had my assessment, my boss at that time looked at me, looked at my paper, looked at me again and said, you want to go abroad? And I was like, yeah, my colleague is going, why can't I go? So that was the only sort of instance that I could remember. Generally, no. Maybe because I'm in the kind of industry that doesn't stunt. I do know there are people and I do know there are women who have experienced it, but myself personally haven't. Yes, I am lucky, mashallah.
Really
God has been kind, yes.
But then again, you are also saying that you're not saying that nahi hai. You are.
Yes.
You're not like completely diminishing other women's
Yes.
struggles. You're saying
Yes.
it does happen.
Of
but
course.
I have been the lucky one.
Yeah.
Which is a really like amazing way to look at it.
And listen, you need to sort of, even if you experience this, you need to have the confidence and the patience to say, okay, it's happened, let's move beyond this and let's rise above and, look forward.
Stronger yourself.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, a very important question from both of you. How do you see men limiting your personal and professional growth? Would also like to get your opinion on this considering the wider audience.
Okay, I can only speak for myself, so I will speak for myself. And I have also been very lucky because I have a great father. And I come from a matriarchal family where I have 3 sisters and a very strong-headed mother who supports everything. मतलब हम कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, हम सितारों में जा सकते हैं, हम मतलब जो भी चीज़ हम चाहें वो हम कर सकते हैं. And my father has always, valued education, career, personal, professional growth over getting married, or just thinking of those in terms of those facets. And I'm ever so grateful for them. But this is in my personal life, right? So now when you've been raised in such a family where you are living in this starry-eyed way and आप एक bubble में raise होते हो, where you think everything is perfect and this is how every man is.
Yeah.
And then you go outside in the media industry, like Also, by the way, sorry, I'm just going to add something. The banking world is very developed.
different,
You know,
yes.
it's also because it's developed. You know?
Yes.
There was never a pause in it, like there was in our media industry. You know, you have such perks that we look at in the media industry. You have insurance, and you have like you have maternity leave, and
Believe me, we earn every penny of
yeah,
it.
but even like for example in the media industry you're working 24 hours
Yeah.
but you do not have those perks at all.
Yeah.
So जब camera भी नहीं था तो banks थे
Yeah.
and so yeah that is so I'm really loving hearing your perspective and how your world is shaped and then how our world is
Yes.
shaped.
Yeah.
They're literally two different sides of the spectrum.
Absolutely.
So in terms of my personal development, however, like professional development, however, in terms of my professional development, however, it has not been easy. But that I cannot deny that I did not come from a privileged background. You know, I went abroad to study. I followed my dreams. Nobody said that you cannot be a filmmaker. I did whatever I wanted to. But still, when I went on set, I was harassed on set. The first time I was there, when I was at the age of 19, I'd come back from London for my gap year. I was harassed by somebody. I won't go into details, but that made me feel like I don't want to do this anymore. I came back. After that, I was told by a senior executive that you will not be able to do this because you're a woman. Will you be able to go into interior scene and shoot for 24 hours? Will you be able to like go use dirty bathrooms? Will you be able to do this X, Y, Z? No, you won't be able to. तो मैं job ही नहीं दे रहे. Even though I was more qualified by the as compared
Standards,
to the man
yeah.
who was applying for the same job. And this was not even ये भी नहीं हुआ कि आप कर सकते हैं ना आप कर ही नहीं सकते. You know what I mean? It was like I'm not even going to give her the opportunity to try.
Yeah.
And that's why I became an entrepreneur at such a young age. Because I was like, I'm sick and tired of waiting for other people to give me this opportunity.
Yeah,
You know?
I know. What
And now that I'm an entrepreneur and I go in and I pitch in businesses, I go into boardrooms where they're all older men. And they're sitting very seriously. मैं ठक ठक करती हुई आती हूँ ना अपने hot pink nails के साथ और अपना blow dries la करती हुई मैं enter करती हूँ. And they're very taken aback because in the corporate sector, not in the corporate sector, but in terms of being an entrepreneur, being a CEO, you have to be very serious and very like let go a little bit of your femininity, I would say. You have to wear dark colors. You can't be too out there. You can't be too smiley.
No.
I mean, that's why I'm loving like seeing you right now.
As a young entrepreneur, Sara, your organization is doing a tremendous job. Would you share a few highlights with us?
Okay, so basically, my organization was started behind the entire thing that yes, we need representation of women on screen, on stage, but also behind. Only when women write women's stories will there be able to have in the audience a woman who looks at that and says, I can relate to this. You understand? It's like an entire like circle. If a man writes it and does not understand the female experience, then how will the audience really click to what they're watching, right? So representation is important behind and in front of the camera. That is why I started my company, and alhamdulillah, it just started growing, and I never had experience, being a CEO or even being a businesswoman, and you suddenly have to tackle all these things when jaldi jab aapki business grow ho jati hai. So, I was able to do that, but also I was given this opportunity about hiring and getting to know these amazing women who walked through my pink doors when I started my organization. Women from all over Karachi and including Pakistan, because we started in the COVID pandemic. So we had women working in Lahore, we had single mothers working from Dubai online, we had girls from all over Karachi, regardless of the postcode, coming in and working with us because we provided a safe space for them. Not only women though, also men. Initially when I started, I was like, I just want a women-led organization, just 100% women. Then I met these amazing boys who were struggling just as much as we were, and their stories were not easy, their lives were not easy, and they were so filled with talent. And I just asked them, I was like, I'm totally sold on having you as part of my organization, but what do you feel about gender equality? What do you feel about cultural equality? And they were like, हमें इतना कुछ पता नहीं है इसके बारे में, लेकिन अगर आप सिखाएंगी, अगर आप हमें educate करेंगी, अगर आप हमें ये exposure देंगे, तो we are up for it. And they came on board, and so it's not just about supporting the women. It's not just about supporting the women. It's also about supporting those men who want to learn and who want to help women.
I completely agree with you here because women are not only made to be in front of the camera, but they're capable of doing a great deal of work behind the camera as well.
Yeah, that's what I do. So, okay, I'll be honest with you. When I wanted to be an actress, but I'm a plus size woman, right? So, you also do not only need to think about the fact that you are a woman, there are lots of other things that go into it. A Christian woman in Pakistan would have a more difficult journey than I would have, right? Or a dark skinned woman would have a more difficult situation in terms of acting, right? Or a plus size woman would have a more difficult, in terms of difficulty in getting representation. So one needs to keep in mind that not all women are the same and not all women's struggles are the same. But yes, coming back to your question, I do feel that it's very important for all those different kinds of women to be seen in front of the camera, not just the gori, chitti, patli, dubli, lambi, badi badi aankhon wali, thick baal wali to be seen in front of the camera. Because जो हमारे घर पे बेटियां हैं वो देखेंगी और कहेंगी इसका मतलब मुझे ऐसे ही होना है, मैं whitening injections कराती हूँ, अपने lips को thick कराती हूँ, right? And that can only change if there are different kinds of women also working behind the camera who know that, bro, this is not reality.
Yeah.
This is not reality. हम ऐसी नहीं हैं औरतें, तो हम कैसे दिखा सकते हैं ऐसी औरतें? And so change needs to be from both. Like, I'm just going to give an example. There's a drama अभी आ रहा है शुरू किया. It's called Oye Moti. It's made by a skinny girl who's wearing a fat suit, and it's all about the journey of being a plus size woman in Pakistan.
Wow.
think
I must
we
catch
need
that.
to move beyond all these biases.
And not even that's just like blackface, right? That's just like making a gori ladki dark for just to tell a story of a dark woman, whereas they are dark women or there are plus size actresses to do those roles.
Yeah.
And also, I'm sorry to say, but these are also being these dramas and things. They're being directed by men and mostly written by men as well. So of course they do not understand. They'll be like, "Oh, ladki to ladki, it doesn't matter." So only when we have, representation of real women in front of the camera and real women behind the camera, will we really see change. Of course.
Coming to you, Nawal, as an accomplished woman, what do you see as key factors that help you overcome all the societal barriers?
Courage. You need to have the courage of your convictions and your belief. Okay, so like I said, I was lucky. I had very good family support, very progressive father, and very good help in professionally and personally with friends. And I had a big support network which helped me overcome different barriers. But having said that, I do know women face this all the time, and I think one of the ways for women to be encouraged, at least in this, is we as institutions, as women in senior roles and junior roles, need to mentor and support people as we go along, support women who lack the confidence or need the encouragement through education, through quality programs, through mentorship programs, which will allow them to overcome whatever barrier in their particular sphere is.
Moving on from what you've just said, I believe women need to work on the perception that they have created for themselves to actually overcome the biases that are being held against them.
Sometimes I think as women, and I think I'm guilty of that sometimes as well, we are emotional people. That's the way, that's the nature of who we are. And we tend to sometimes take things a little bit more seriously than they should be taken, and hence may feel that there may be unnecessary biases. It may be something in our own heads sometimes as well. Again, with confidence, with courage, you overcome these things and you move on and become stronger, better, more, people which will go on to become leaders.
This campaign that we have, where we are trying to hit this bias that women are not best fit for decision making roles because they are emotional, but I believe they are highly logical and compassionate. What's your take on this?
I agree. I've seen very emotional men in my career, very hysterically emotional men, and I'm not talking about they sitting and crying, although that has happened, by the way, but generally much more bossy, much more obnoxious at times. So we can't sort of just say the women are, relegated to those levels. There are men who also do that, and that's the nature of the beast. Yeah, it does. But you know, the thing is, when you're in a professional environment or professional setting, you try and have a little bit more control, whether it's a man or a woman. You know, that's how you need to be, not because there is something maybe wrong in being emotional, but the nature or the environment or the kind of work that you're doing may require you to be a little bit more tapered. That's what it is.
Do you think I can add to that? So, you know, I completely agree with what you're saying, but like, I personally, as a female boss or someone who runs a team, I have felt that people automatically put women in a box of a nurturing, mother-like character person that they can go to, and someone will be compassionate and someone who, like, you know, like, oh my god. And so mostly what women do is that they do not want to be fixed into that box of a mother, because you're not the mother, you're a boss, you know, and you have to sometimes, you know, lay down the law. And so it becomes the opposite. Women actually say that, you know, no one's going to take me seriously in a workplace unless I'm not more cold, or unless I'm not more like, at least that is the women that I have seen as female entrepreneurs, who kind of like resign and turn into more colder individuals.
I don't think you need to be cold to be professional. You just need that, you know, you need to maintain a sensible distance emotionally. And that's what professionalism is all about.
My last question to you, Sarah. A piece of advice that you would like to give to women out there who aspire to join media industry.
Okay, so the one thing two things. Can I say two things? I know you asked for one, but I'll say two things. Two things I would say. Firstly, never give up. There have been a million, I think you were also saying the same thing. There have been a million things happen, whether that's related to gender or not related to gender, or just the fact that you're, you know, as an entrepreneur, you're broke and you don't have salaries to pay, and the things happening in your personal life, and you hate everybody, but you should not give up. And second, the way you make this happen is by surrounding yourself with a very, very strong support system. I have my friends who are also female entrepreneurs, and I have my partner who, you know, my business partner Sila, and my parents. And whenever I want to give up and I go to them, I say, nahi ho raha, mujhse mujhe chhod dena hai, kya zarurat hai, I'll just marry a rich man. No, I'm kidding, that's not funny. But when I tell them this, they tell me, think about the fact that you have built this from scratch, that nights and nights have gone into the making of something that is just still in its, like, you know, infancy stages. How can you give up? They remind me not to give up. So never give up, and surround yourself with people who believe in you just as much as you believe in yourself. I would say that. Of course.
So Nawal, one piece of advice for women who aspire to join banking industry, and how do they overcome this particular bias that women cannot progress in financial industry?
Okay, to any woman who wants to be part of a career, corporate career, I would just say, you know, pick a goal, stick to it. There is no shortcut to experience, and there's no shortcut to learning. Persevere. It will not always be smooth sailing. You will have your ups and downs. Don't give up. You know, you cannot. You surround yourself with people who give you positivity, whether in terms of your professional growth or personal growth as well. And don't forget what your goal is. That's it. Be ambitious.
So we had a discussion earlier about having faith in ourselves. How do you think that helps women in achieving what they want to achieve?
You know, the thing is, confidence, having faith in your own ability, all comes with knowledge. If you have the knowledge, you feel you can, and you can develop. Self-development is constantly learning, right? You do not need to be part of an organization to learn. You can be you and sit at home and learn, and now we have Google. So, you know, confidence, and then you will get the confidence once you have knowledge. It doesn't matter which sphere of, you know, life you are in, which area you are in, that will give you the ability to succeed in whatever goal you have.
Amazing.
Can I just add to that one thing that I didn't touch on? I completely agree with you, but there's one thing that we have not talked about, which is imposter syndrome. Women, there's a study been done that women particularly suffer from imposter syndrome because, you know, they've been doubted so much that they start doubting the fact that they're in these positions. So there's these positions of power and they go like, why am I here? Do I even deserve to be here? Have I done anything to be here? You know, all these doubts and...
Then they need therapy.
Not necessarily therapy, but they have all these doubts in their head.
Yeah.
That, do I even deserve to? I faced it so many times, you know. Like, for example, when I got a message from Seher, I was like, why have they asked me? Like, what have I done? You know what I mean? Because that's how you've been conditioned by society. So I feel like, again, believe in yourself. And
Yeah.
believe that you are there for a reason, that people around you have picked you for a reason, and don't falter that belief in
Yes.
yourself.